Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Professor Inderveer Malan, Head Department of Library Information Science at the Central University of Himachal Pradesh. Today we are going to learn in this module aligning knowledge resources and services with organizations' workflows and work processes. This is a component of the special paper, Special and Research Libraries. The objectives of this module are to explain the problems of knowledge gaps and identify major barriers that exist between the knowledge available somewhere and its prospective users. To describe why special and research libraries need to evaluate, acquire, accumulate high quality relevant knowledge resources and information. To justify why it is essential to process application ready knowledge resources, design information systems, and manage flow of information to nurture parent organizations' activities for advancement of its goals and objectives. To explain what ways special and research libraries need remodeling their operations to facilitate more effective alignment between knowledge resources and organizations' activities processes. To describe how special and research libraries can help in evidence-based learning, problem-solving information, and knowledge-based work performance. Now let us take up introduction to this module. Organizations are functioning in a highly dynamic and turbulent environment where adoption and absorption of new techniques, better technologies, and learning smart ways of work performance are the continuing process. Organizations, by and large, are recognizing that they must learn and perform, capture and apply cutting edge knowledge to maintain their competitive advantage. To facilitate need based learning, organizations are required to adequately develop, upgrade their knowledge infrastructure, properly manage their knowledge resources, and efficiently organized knowledge based services. Having access to relevant and need based knowledge resources is just one thing. Making choices of ideas for applications and strategic actions is another important issue. Transferring most appropriate knowledge at the time and place of need and facilitating its use is the greatest challenge. Now let us take up knowledge management and human resource management issues. Human resources play a crucial role in generation, storage, mobilization, and appropriate use of knowledge. It's not the machines, it is in fact the human beings who generate new knowledge, and they help the with the help of machines they process new knowledge and disseminate this knowledge. For effective knowledge management in any organization, there has to be thoughtful and prudent human resource management. For the successful outcome of knowledge management strategies, in the first place, we should have right person placed at the right job and assigned a work where one can excel. Sharing of ideas is more likely to take place when interests are common, people work on similar domains, share common values, and innate qualities. Therefore, human resource management and knowledge management processes must align with each other. Knowledge gaps. The best practices and useful ideas existing even in explicit knowledge form may not be used because of lack of awareness of such practices and ideas. Such knowledge gaps may exist at tacit knowledge level also even within the same organization. Knowledge gaps also exist between organizations which thus may lead to differences in their performance and productivity. We have developmental gaps in India because we have knowledge gaps. A World Bank report entitled Unleashing India's Innovation, edited by Mark Dutch, records that if all enterprises in India follow the best practices based on the knowledge existing in India, Indian economy can quadruple. So it means we have real developmental gaps because many people don't have access to knowledge and information. In the agriculture sector, for example, whatever knowledge exists at our agriculture research labs and agriculture universities, all of that is not accessible to agriculture farmers. A national sample survey indicates that almost half of the farmers in this country they don't have access to latest agriculture knowledge. So that means there is a huge gap between whatever knowledge is existing and whatever is put to use. So there is also a challenge not only of knowledge gaps but also mobilizing knowledge resources and putting such resources to the appropriate use. What are the reasons for knowledge gaps? There are several reasons for knowledge gaps, such as lack of knowledge infrastructure, such as the libraries, internet facilities, intranets, etc., and absence of a learning culture. Lack of information literacy and problems of digital divide. Lack of awareness of existing best practices and useful ideas. Different level of motivation of individuals for learning and acquisition of knowledge, and individual minds for sharing of knowledge. Organizations consider cutting edge knowledge as a strategic resource and often don't want to share it. Lack of literacy in India also leads to making appropriate use of knowledge resources. Consequences of knowledge gaps. Even resourceful organizations that continue to disconnect with relevant knowledge resources do not thrive for long. Organizations that fail to learn the best practices and synthesize cutting edge knowledge are not able to earn competitive advantage from them. Employees who fail to explore new ideas and timely apply these are not only able to sustain competitive position for their organization and their career but also for their career paths. Organizations that don't care to access the appropriate knowledge on time generally make wrong choices and moves and often experience setbacks. Knowledge deficient organizations therefore may have to pay heavy price for knowledge gaps, and on the other hand organizations having strategic knowledge assets may grow by leaps and bounds. Knowledge itself in itself is no power. If the knowledge continue to hide in the mind of a person or it remains in the institutional repositories or the books stacked in a library, it's only the use of knowledge that is real power. So taking efforts, putting knowledge to use is very important if leverage advantage from the new knowledge and ideas. Let us take up now knowledge management and organizational strategies. Knowledge management strategies must align with organizational goals, objectives, and strategies. Organization should develop a knowledge architecture that encourages learning, enhance sharing of knowledge. Organization must have a framework in place for acquisition and sharing of new knowledge. Learning from cognate areas, convergence of ideas that generate insights for profitable action and new initiatives. As modern consumers have curiosity, fascination, and excitement for new products and services, organizations require to focus knowledge capturing from all sources for development of such products and services. Knowledge base in synchronization with organizations' activities. Knowledge capturing and accumulation should match with parent organizations' needs and projects planned. Knowledge based must be capable of fueling the ongoing projects and advancing organization's mission. Knowledge based may not be limited to static collection, but a dynamic knowledge resource accessible from any place and at any time. Since knowledge base is lifeline of an organization, it must be developed with expertise and imagination of potential users of this resource. Knowledge base be refined, processed for providing decision ready information, reflecting patterns in data, providing quick insights, and explicit knowledge. We are discussing if we have a high impact learning organization and transform to such high impact learning organization, what are the benefits of such organization? According to David Malin, a high impact learning organization that have a strong learning foundation in place tend to outperform their peers in several areas. They are 32% more likely to first to market. They have 37% greater employee productivity. They have 34% better response to customer needs. They have a 26% greater ability to deliver quality products. They are 58% more likely to have skills to meet future demands. They are 17% more likely to be market share leaders. We are discussing the learning culture. Before any organization seeks to become knowledge-based organization, it is required to transform to a learning organization. To create and foster a learning culture, organizations require to attach high value to acquisition of new knowledge and ideas and build a knowledge base. Learning culture encourages continuous learning as more a person knows, still more he can further learn. Learning culture motivates employees to look at new ideas, explore new possibilities, develop a natural flair for learning, and seeking new knowledge. Besides building self confidence in employees, learning culture creates a fertile field for innovation and prepares them ahead of times for adapting to change. What is more important is that it creates a habit for continuously updating and keeping in view the latest trends in the latest developments in their field of study or work domain. What are the obligations of management? The obligations of management is to build a culture for knowledge sharing and generation of ideas, to identify how knowledge applications can enhance organizations' performance, and to create a proactive system for knowledge applications. Developing a system for enhancing knowledge application is still more important because knowledge mobilization and its use is a major challenge in the Indian organizations. Build teams for knowledge sharing and enhance collaboration in the interest of the organization. Encourage identification and acquisition of knowledge that gives impetus to improvement and motivates action. Obligations of specialists. Specialists are required to continuously learn, enhance their competencies and skills for their individual development, and ensure better performance for the parent organization. They should network and share ideas with specialists in their domain to leverage advantage from the knowledge and ideas of each other. They should do teamwork for expertise sharing and improving quality and bringing efficiency in work performance. Teamwork is in their own interest because it not only improves their expertise but also leads to greater sharing of ideas and sharing of work. They are required to manage info stress and manage their time. Capturing ideas that are useful for the organization, perceive future challenges, and timely prepare for them is also important for them. We are discussing the obligations of information professionals. Information professionals have the following obligations. 1. To evaluate knowledge resources and develop a knowledge base in consultation with specialists. Second, to develop systems and plans and services that help to embed knowledge in organizations' workflows and activities. Thirdly, to do information analysis and users' information needs analysis to find out what can be useful for whom. Fourthly, to provide decision-ready processed information to management and project-ready knowledge resources to specialists. Fifthly, preparing infographics, doing information modeling, undertaking informatics analysis and scientometrics analysis and scenario presentation in the best interest of the institution. Now, let us take up the responsibilities of the knowledge leadership. Knowledge leadership should plan, upgrade knowledge infrastructure, and set priorities and assess utility of knowledge resources. Leadership must constitute teams of knowledge workers to do and accomplish specific tasks in a given time framework. Under strategic knowledge management, we must add value to products and develop knowledge mashups that may have potential to trigger innovation. Introduction of new tools and technologies that improve efficiency and enhance performance. Tackling organizations' challenges and problems through development of knowledge resources and enforcement and reinforcement of knowledge and knowledge-based solutions is also the responsibility of the institution's leadership. Now we are discussing the knowledge resource and service centers. Special and research libraries may transform to knowledge resource and service centers. This center will formalize the programs to familiarize the specialist with newly emerging tools and technologies that save time and improve access to the desired knowledge. It will initiate processes and support up mechanisms for learning and use of knowledge. It will help specialists to gain knowledge through self-learning and develop capabilities in tune to the times. It will generate interest in learning by customizing current content according to the learning requirements. Now, what is the role of knowledge resource and service centers? They require to package and repackage information that enable action in the best interest of the parent organization. They ensure through information architect design that helps users to get access to useful information in the format of their choice. They facilitate linkages and help specialists to network in the interest of sharing of information and ideas. An understanding of the work processes and work activities of the parent organization is essential for such knowledge resource and service centers to best serve the users and the organization. The learning resources and services should be responsive to the context in which the specialists undertake their work. Contextualizing resources and services with work processes and projects is the greatest challenge for knowledge resource centers. We are taking up the measures for knowledge alignment. The knowledge resource and service centers may undertake a number of measures for knowledge alignment, such as outreaching specialists through social networking to bring to their notice the latest knowledge resources that have potential to improve and accelerate their work. Quality filter, collate, align information with specialist projects. Link information with information to create knowledge mashups that provide new insights and have a potential for problem solving. Develop subject gateways for the organization, create portals for ongoing projects, and devise digital personal libraries for each specialist. Processing information and reordering knowledge for providing solutions of current and recurring problems, and deployment of knowledge resources exactly according to the project needs, that is essential. Now, with further continuation of the theme measures for knowledge alignment, participation of knowledge management teams in research teams. Create content that may bridge the gaps in learning. Knowledge resource centers and service centers can develop tools for knowledge sharing, for example, wiki spaces. They can develop databases of best practices and create manuals that simplify use of knowledge resources. They can impart need-based information literacy, making specialists aware of new developments in their domain of work and encourage them for e-learning. They can integrate e-learning text resources and recorded talks for providing access to blending learning resources. They can make such learning resources interesting, amusing, and engaging for the specialist learners through content management software. They can maintain data center of the organization where all research data are kept and facilitate use of this data across disciplines and projects. They may provide data analysis and information analysis support to make available the processed data and information to researchers, and this will save their time. Provide information filtering support to ensure access to more pinpointed, more relevant, high quality, worthwhile information. They can have continuous liaison with researchers to instantly answer their queries through online video connectivity. They may collaborate for collaborative work with researchers to create digital library of knowledge resources that are really useful for the organization. They can constantly improve internet facility and resources made available on it for just in time to access to information. They may constantly hunt for collaborative tools that improve collaborative work at the institution. They can continuously apprise researchers regarding information and knowledge management tools that may be helpful in their research. And finally, they can provide expert assistance in the process of information search. So, students, let us summarize what we have learned in this module. Special and research libraries should transform to their new avatar of knowledge resource and service centers that promote learning culture in organizations and provide knowledge-centric solutions to organizations' problems. Organizations should make investments in knowledge infrastructure and have a highly competitive and motivated knowledge management team. At the policy level, there has to be alignment between organizational goals and knowledge management strategies. Parent organizations must take initiatives to bridge knowledge gaps and encourage workers for self-learning and knowledge sharing. Systemic processes be developed that facilitate knowledge alignment with work processes, ensure free flow of knowledge in consonance with workflows, and encourage knowledge intensive work practices. Thank you.